Everyone has a logical side and an emotional side. I tend to be one of those bleeding hearts. And it's okay to lead with your heart. Just take your mind with you. When I talk about a higher self, mastering yourself, deciding to be happy, making decisions about the next appropriate step in the life that you want, because the life that you want, the person that you want long term, is what's going to provide true happiness. It is long term versus immediate gratification. When we think and feel we are entirely, our first urges, our wants, our immediate feelings, our gut, our reaction, that is all emotional. It's hot, it's wild, it's all instinctual, immediate, now emotion. No matter how much of a bleeding heart we are, we all have a logical side that is very analytical. It thinks about everything, not with emotion, not overthinking like anxiety, none of that, but just thinking that calculates equations, balances our checkbook, that organizes our day, that solves problems, that is purely logical. We fall on either side of these tendencies. In any situation, we don't want to disregard our true, legitimate feelings, emotions, dreams, desires, wants. We don't want to judge them or anticipate them as bad or needing to be controlled, concealed, invalidated, disproven, to deprive ourselves, to cause ourselves pain, to endure, to master and contain ourselves, our darker halves, our joyful foolishness, our want of that cake, our appetites, our human nature, our feelings. We want to honor our feelings, but we don't want to solely honor our feelings, solely believe our feelings, solely act in accordance with our feelings, completely disregarding the logical overview of what we know to be correct. The logical aspect of ourselves. Nor do we want to be so logical that we have no color, no spontaneity, no dreams to seek, no joys, no humor, none of those things, because we're too analytical. The thing I call a higher self is an observer. It is the capacity within your mind to step backward and to see the emotional totality in the present and the factual realities, the logical realities of the situation, of your own emotions, of what's happening. So you are able to step back and observe the total picture without reacting on either side. Once you have all the information, then you can make a disciplined, wise decision of the next best thing to do. Discipline is the act of doing, not just repetitively, not just doing things you don't want to do and keeping doing them. Discipline is an act of self-love. Making disciplined choices over time is the ultimate act of self-love. As if you're caring for a child. This child wants to do this thing. They want this thing right now. They want that whole cake. They want it now. You know, if they eat the whole cake now, they'll be sick to their stomach. And it's bad for their overall health. Now, you're not going to deny them cake at all, because they're a child, they need the whimsy, they need the enjoyment, and cake is fun. You don't want to deprive either. And you develop this capacity to observe yourself and the world around you as if you are the parent of a child. And you can observe the whole scene. External, internal, logical, emotional. And then you develop the discipline, just as if you were caring for a child. You care for yourself through the act of consciously making disciplined decisions for your overall good. Decisions that honor your feelings and honor your logic to the best next step for your overall health, happiness, joy, and good. And you do this again, regardless how you're feeling, regardless how you're thinking, independently. The totality of the two together. You observe reality as if you were another person. You take into account your emotion. You take into account your logic. And you make a wise decision. What is the next best step for me? Because I love myself. If I were making this decision for someone I loved and cared about, and had the bonus of being able to tell how they were feeling and what they truly wanted too, what's the next step that I would give to them? The next direction that I would give to them? What is the thing that I would say to them? To do, to think, to feel, to react, to move in this situation to the best for them because I love them. You do that to yourself. Again and again and again, observe and combine emotion and logic to the next best step for yourself. With discipline, these choices naturally, inherently become good choices because you're doing them out of love, as if you were a parent to a child, doing the most loving reaction, the one with the least consequences, the most positive overall best steps that nourishes in all ways. And over time, this part of you, this observing and decisive part of you, becomes more and more natural, disciplined, and automatic. And your overall life begins to naturally fall into place because your decisions are naturally what's best for you overall. Love you guys. Hope that helped clarify somewhat this higher self I talk about. It's really more simple than it seems. Once you get it, you get it. And you begin to feel proud of yourself, happy with yourself. You begin to get addicted to making correct choices, to making loving choices, to making right choices, because you fulfill what's best for you and what you want, and you get good at it. Have a good day, YouTube. Bye. I need more coffee.